I'm Dr. Douglas Street. I'm a general practitioner from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Today, I want to touch on a very interesting topic. Are germs as bad as we think? We live in a very germophobic society. We are afraid of germs. We think that they're out to get us. And we expend a lot of time and money getting rid of them. I'm sure you've seen many different products that offer great germ killing power, and they seem very attractive to us. Now, of course, germs have been associated with infections, so therefore, the logical thing is that we need to get rid of them. Now, let's examine what happens in an infection. A germ enters the body, and there are different types of germs. You have viruses and you have bacteria, and then the immune system comes and attacks them and attempt to destroy them, and then that creates what we call inflammation, and that inflammation causes different types of damage and interference in the body. You have things like tonsillitis, you have pneumonia, and so on. And so therefore, the usual approach is to use antibacterial substances and like antibiotics to get rid of these germs. And usually, once you get rid of the germs, then the problem dies down. So of course, we think that the germs are bad. But supposing that the body does not react to these germs, what if the immune system just lets them be? What will happen in that case? Are these germs, do they have an inherent dangerous quality that requires for them to be gotten rid of? Let us look at an analogy. Let us say you have a school, and this school is normally keeps certain students, or whether it's a racially segregated school or some other basis on which there is segregation. And let us say the authorities decide that they're not going to be segregated anymore, and the persons who used to be excluded can now come in. Let us say the original students started to react, negatively, in a destructive way to the presence of these new students. They may start to create a riot, damage furniture, and damage the school, that kind of thing. Who is at fault? Is it the new students, or is it the old students? Now, you do have persons who carry around these so-called dangerous germs, dangerous bacteria, whatever, and they're not affected by it. Why would that be? We think it's because they have a strong immune system, right? Or is it that the immune system ignores them? Which one is it? Now, you do know that you have intestinal bacteria, and in fact, you have bacteria living on all of our surfaces, and the body accommodates them quite well. Not only accommodates them, the body depends on them for certain very important functions. So why is it that this kind of thing happens then? Why is it that sometimes the immune system attacks certain bacteria and they don't others? Or why is it that sometimes they do and sometimes they don't? Now let us look at a disease which is well known, rheumatic heart disease. In rheumatic heart disease, there is an infection of a particular strep bacteria in the throat, gets into the body reacts to the bacteria, and that reaction damages the valves of the heart, leading to rheumatic heart disease. Who is at fault? Is it the bacteria, or is it the response of the immune system? Now, it is well known that it's the immune system's response that causes the problem. Now, the question is that what generally happens? Is that what generally happens in an infection? Is it that there is an excessive reaction of the immune system, and that is what actually causes the problem, and not the bacteria or whatever germ it is itself? Now, why would the immune system overreact sometimes, and in some persons, and other persons they don't? No, it may be because of an oversensitive immune system. So it's not that the bacteria or germ, whatever germ it is inherently harmful, but the immune system is overly sensitive, it's overly reactive, and that overreaction is what actually causes the infection and not the germ itself, right? Now, there are certain factors that may cause your immune system to be overly sensitive. Now, one of them is the intestinal microbiome, right? There are some persons who have an imbalance in the intestinal microbiome, and this sensitizes the immune system, causing it to overreact. And there are many other factors that actually cause the immune system to behave in this way in some persons, right? And some of those factors are dealt with in my book, which is recently released. It's called Beyond the Prescription, Reducing Inflammation. It's available on Amazon, in the ebook version and in the physical version. So you can get information about the factors that cause your immune system to become overly sensitive and produce excessive amounts of inflammation, which can be damaging to the body, not only in these infection states, but also in other states as well. Now, this will have a lot of implications. This concept and this understanding will have a lot of implications with how we deal with certain things. How should we then view these cleaning chemicals that we use that are antibacterial, right? Like disinfectants and bleach and so on. We're going to be dealing with that in a subsequent video. It also has implications with how we even deal with Helicobacter pylori, because oftentimes we do use antibiotics against them. Is that the right way of dealing with them? We're going to be doing that one in a subsequent video as well. HIV. Does it have implications how we manage HIV? Yes, it does. That also we deal with in a subsequent video. Now, sometimes you might find persons say they have a weak immune system because every time they're exposed to some germ, they get it. It's not necessarily that they have a weak immune system. What they probably have is an overactive immune system. So anytime they're exposed to any of these germs, their bodies overreact. Other persons may not overreact because the immune system is not overly sensitive. So it's that the persons with the so-called strong immune system are actually the ones that probably will accommodate the germ and not overreact to it. So it's very important for us to have that understanding. Also, in terms of how we deal with actual infections or what are perceived to be infections, we may need to look at other ways in which we could deal with these infections. So rather than just focus attention on the bacteria or whatever germ it is, we also focus attention on the immune system's response. And that is something which actually is done sometimes with the use of steroids in some of these infections. But there are other ways in which you can modulate the effect of the immune system so that you can cut down on the negative effect that the immune system has in these situations. I hope you found this discussion interesting. Keep following my videos. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also remember that you can get a copy of my book. It's on Amazon in the ebook version and the physical version. And for those of you who are in Jamaica, we're getting out into the stores pretty soon. So keep in touch and have a good day. Keep listening.